Hello, this is Todd Hawkband from West Coast Training. We have developed a video series dealing with one of the fastest growing risks, cyber risks. Let's get started. Here are the three main topics we will address. We will start by knowing what cyber risks exist. Next, we will look at various methods to control cyber risks. Finally, we will look at various coverages available in today's marketplace.
All risk management plans begin with exposure identification. There are millions of variants when discussing cyber risks. We have categorized them into the top 10 types of malware. Once recognized, we will discuss ways to control cyber risks. We will focus on two major control methods. First of all, corporate infrastructure, and then employee engagement and education. Finally, in this series, we will discuss many coverages available as transfer techniques and the support services provided.
As you are aware, risk management begins with exposure identification. Here are the first four types of cyber risks, or malware. Let's describe each in detail.
Viruses all have the same goal. They infect and duplicate themselves inside programs. Once inside, they will corrupt or destroy data. Spyware records what you do on your computer. Now, some spyware is used in collaborative team product development exercises. However, most spyware is malicious. Viewing screens, controlling cursors, copying passwords, login data, and banking details are common criminal uses of spyware. Worms are self-contained programs that duplicate within systems independent of existing programs. This independence makes discovering worms difficult at best. Adware, both benign and malicious, are the most common and least dangerous malware types. As the name implies, they direct users to the advertiser's website.
In this segment, we will continue exposure identification by looking at the next three types of cyber risks, or malware. Again, let's describe each in detail.
Trojans are considered one of the most dangerous types of malware. As the name suggests, they are disguised as legitimate software. Once activated, they can steal data and even allow hackers a backdoor into infected systems. Rootkits are used to conceal their activities within systems, even concealing other malware. Rootkits are very difficult to detect, as their primary function is to prolong the life of the malicious malware. Allowing non-authorized users access is a common rootkit function. Keyloggers record keystrokes, login protocols, passwords, and other confidential information can be collected. Malicious uses are considered malware. Benign keyloggers are used by corporations and parents to follow user activities.
To conclude our first step in cyber risk management, exposure identification, let's look at the last three types of damaging cyber risks. These are most popular, so let's have a closer look.
Ransomware is a clear and present danger. Locking systems, encrypting files, or blocking online access are three common objectives of ransomware. Ransom payment is usually demanded before victims are released. We will look at this type of malware in greater detail in this program. Browser hijackers change browser settings to redirect to advertisers' websites. Keyloggers often are the end result. Rogue security software tries to trick users into a malware removal process. Disguised as legitimate antivirus software, they often will install, not delete, malware.
In this segment, we must stop for a moment and look at one of the most difficult topics to discuss, but a reality nonetheless. Ransomware as a service exists in the underworld of the internet, known as the dark web. These RAAS malware programs are some of the most popular. They all have the same goal: to extort money from you. Let me explain how they work.
Ransomware as a service, or RAAS, or RAS, is as bad as the internet can get. Imagine, for a fee as low as $40, a dark web vendor will attack any victim you want. No technical knowledge, No coding knowledge, no malware knowledge needed. Easy peasy. The Satan platform claims that ransomware can be created in less than a minute in 14 different languages. Some platforms will deliver ransomware for a commission, 50 or 80% of the ransom collected. It's quite common. In fact, the Fatboy platform can adjust ransom demands based on victims' cost of living. Most ransoms are paid in cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin.
The next step in any risk management strategy is to look at ways to control risks. These are 3 simple strategies every business, large and small, can implement as fundamental barriers to cyber risks. Modernizing software seems simple, but may be resisted in some corporate cultures. Ensuring all updates are installed on all devices is too fought tooth and nail by some users. Finally, backup, backup, backup. Let's have a closer look at these 3 fundamental strategies for corporate cyber risk control.
Ensuring systems use our current technology seems obvious, but statistics report there are still over 100 million systems using Microsoft XP as their operating system. This is particularly worrisome since no security patches have been released for this operating system since 2014. Speaking of security patches, prompt installation is essential. In the recent Equifax attack, their system patch was released in early March. This patch was not installed and Equifax was attacked in mid-May, over 2 months later. Finally, what can I say? Backup. Long gone are the days when backup was a labor-intensive, time-consuming exercise. Regular, ongoing backup that is tested will limit damage even from ransomware.
Employees have a major role to play in controlling cyber risks. Now, employees don't and shouldn't invest in infrastructure barriers to cyber risks, but employees serve a critical role, being educated. Let's have a closer look.
First, employees need to know they are the frontline defenders. Fast response is critical. Employees need to know how to report a breach. A checklist is useful. And employees need to know the priority is to fix the problem, not to fix the blame. Regular topic at staff meetings should include current trends and attack methods, samples of what to look for, and instructions what not to do, like clicking links, PDF attachments, or anything suspicious should be avoided and reported. Strong passwords work. They are not foolproof, but just as a good deadbolt on a door, a good password will limit frequency of attacks. Uppercase, lowercase, numbers and symbols that are changed regularly is the goal.
To complete our discussion of controlling cyber risks, here are 3 other employee education strategies that can bolster effective cyber risk control. Let's discuss.
Organizations, and vicariously their employees, need to understand their regulatory and civil responsibilities. Privacy and confidentiality obligations must be understood. Social media is universal. Corporate social media must be controlled centrally. Employee activity on social media should never discuss work-related topics. Professional employees actually represent employers in their community, both in the real and the virtual world. Finally, many employers limit app use on company-owned mobile devices. Many employers are often more open platform with a bring-your-own-device policy. In both cases, accessing data on public Wi-Fi hubs is problematic. Airports, restaurants, hotels, and even home Wi-Fi connections are often infected.
Any risk control effort is not 100% effective 100% of the time. So to conclude our program on cyber risk management, let's review insurance coverage options that are available in today's marketplace. Now, insurance for cyber risk is very new and evolving. What we will highlight in this program are many of the most popular coverages.
The first coverage often found on cyber attack policies are based in liability. When data breaches occur, businesses can be litigated by their customers for loss of their personal information. Another popular coverage is the information provided by insurers and cyber experts for the critical first few hours after a data breach. Having an emergency plan and crisis management strategy mitigate even large data breaches. Some cyber risk policies will also cover legal costs when dealing with government regulatory bodies after privacy breaches. Some wordings will even pay for fines levied by governments.
To continue with our discussion of cyber risk insurance coverages that are available, we have 3 more popular cyber coverages that can be purchased. Let's have a look.
As you can understand, business operations grind to a halt when systems are inoperable. Think about it. Your system's being attacked. What is your first reaction? Shut it down. And that's good advice too. Business income loss and extra expense incurred can be insured. Bringing in the computer experts to rebuild systems after an attack is time-consuming and expensive. These data recovery expenses can also be insured. As we discussed, ransomware will demand payment to restore encrypted systems. Coverage in the market may not pay the ransom, but will cover damage caused by these attackers.
In our final program segment on cyber risk management, we will discuss benefits often included in cyber insurance programs. These benefits are very valuable professional services provided by experts in cybersecurity. Having industry experts assist with losses improves positive client relationships. Knowing what to say and what not to say, knowing what to do and what not to do is critical to loss resolution. Let's have a closer look.
Coverages provided by many insurers include services from third-party cyber protection organizations. They provide a level of expertise often not found in the insurance industry. Discovering the original data breach entry point and plugging that hole is the first step in addressing reoccurrences. Reducing frequency is the cornerstone in cyber risk control. Voluntary offering to pay credit and fraud monitoring for affected customers is a proactive strategy to rebuild your corporate brand. Other public relations services provided often include writing press releases, media coaching, and response notification guidance.